Okay, we're back at the 20K elimination race of the men's race. And well, we have seen a lot of things going on. It's a very, very fast race. Kalon is again with me and Scotty too. Scotty, you as a long distance guy, pretty brutal out there, huh?
Yeah, it's really, really crazy. A lot of fighting, a lot of fighting for position, maintaining position. I mean, that's basically what an elimination race comes down to, being at the front or as close to the front as you can, not being caught at the back in the wrong moment, and also not being on the front if it's not your tactic. So, yeah, you can see a lot of guys are moving, trying to find a place to move. It's a little difficult on this particular road, but our Powerslide teammate Jan Guida is looking really good. This kind of technical track will suit him really well. I think he was unlucky with some things on the track, but maybe he can get up tonight.
What do you, Scott, Kalon, what about the Kiwi team?
Yeah, Scott's taking a rest tonight. He's going to hit up the points race tomorrow night. So we had Rion and Peter starting. Rion's unfortunately been eliminated. Peter, just as I said that, come right back to the front. So he knows he has to be up the front. It's going to be a little harder for him tonight. You know, he won the world title on the track, but Scott's not out there tonight. So he still knows he's got to be up the front, and I think every other favourite knows they have to be up the front. So it's going to be who can keep their energy and arrive in that last lap with the most gas for the last sprint.
Scotty, who would you say are the favourites? You know, name 5 guys who would, you know, or the 6 guys who would be in the last lap.
Of course, my New Zealand teammate Peter Michael will be out there. He won on the track, so he's really confident also. Then my Powerslide teammate Jan Guida is going to be right up there too, I imagine. Then of course Bart Swings, Joey Mantia. I mean, Joey's really motivated and hungry to get a big result, and that's dangerous for everyone else. And if I had to pick someone else, probably my former Powerslide teammate Fabio Francolini. He's one of the best skaters at elimination. He moves really well in the group, and yeah, a lot of people maybe are underestimating him also.
Yeah, I guess it sums it up. The pretty good favorites. Scotty talked about Joey, and he moved out in first place. You know, he didn't have a really good World Championships up to now, but now he's want to really make an impression here on the 20K elimination. What do you think, Kalon? Can he make it?
Yeah, I'd have to say, just by talking to him, the way I've seen him skate tonight, he's just decided he's gonna take the lead of the race whenever he can, and I really think, yeah, looking at the moment, I'd say that he's probably the favourite at the moment. But as we know in eliminations, crazy things happen. You can get caught out of position, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'd definitely agree with that Joey's looking to be the man to beat at the moment.
Right now, the Colombians looking still strong with Sifu. And who's with him, Perez? Or?
Yeah, Carlos Perez. They're both out there. So, I mean, Sifu's always, I mean, the Colombian skaters, they're always good. So they'll always be in the mix too. It's the same, like I think Jan is racing with Ewan Fernandez. So I think those two together will be not too bad.
And the good news is for Germany too, you know, we still have Felix in there, looking pretty strong. So, you know, he could be also there, maybe not at the very end, but, you know, maybe a top 10 position for him would be already pretty good.
It's difficult for a guy like Felix because he's, with all due respect to his teammates, he's more or less racing alone. So it's difficult for him, but some of the other skaters are alone too. Just as we say that, our Powerslide friend from Taiwan, Simon's on the front. So Simon was unlucky on the track. He was really strong in the trainings, but he just was getting bashed around in the group a little bit. He's a smaller guy, and again, he's one of these guys without a strong teammate. But now, if he can stay on the front long enough, he can maybe get a good result for himself also.
Yeah. And Joey just lost his teammate, so he's alone in there. Do you think Kalon will matter something, or Joey can do it alone?
Yeah, no. Look, he's just been sitting there in second place now. So when he's on, he's a dominant force. He knows how to hold a position. I mean, he's the guy that's won the most elimination races in the history of our sport. So it's even if he's quarters on, he's still my favourite. So, and he looks to be holding his position. He's a big guy, and no one's going to be pushing him around.
Actually, last year was the first time Joey has lost the elimination in recent years, and that's maybe could be argued because it was in the rain. So he's without question the best elimination skater at the moment racing. So he's hard to look past as a top favourite, but as I said, there's a few other guys in there that are right behind him, and it would be very keen to knock him off the top step.
Yeah, and we still also have Pascal Ramali from Germany in there, so he's still there trying to help out, Felix a little bit. And we have, one strong Dutch skater, Chris Payne in there. You think he can be also one top contender for the final?
Yeah, probably not the final. I think it's going to get down to those top guys that Scott mentioned before. He's a very, very strong skater, but just with being a little bit more technical, I think he'll be more on the points race tomorrow, where he can get out front, open up the horsepower, and lay it all down. But there's one person we've sort of forgotten about is Paxi from Spain. He seems to be able to move well in the pack, so if he's able to sit in there and move up, follow wheels, he could be an outside guy for the top 5.
So we have still like Simon in the lead, so he's probably doing, he looked at Scott and say, I need to do a lead out too here. So maybe he's going there and say, I want to be on the front, because like you said, he has a harder time following in the pack, so he's going all from the front.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no question about Simon's fitness. He's arguably one of the fittest guys out there, so he'll just be looking to get a free ride, and someone like Joey will be looking for guys like that who might not necessarily be a big threat for him in the last lap, so to speak, but they're prepared to do some work on the front.
Yeah. So now the group is getting less and less, and it's getting faster and faster.
There's one thing we haven't really talked about, which I'm quite interested to see going into the last few laps, is the wheel wear. With these tight corners, and to be able to accelerate off this top corner here where we're standing by, I think that's going to be a deciding factor in coming into the last lap. So it'll be really interesting to see how everyone's gripping and getting their power down to the ground in those last couple of laps.
Yeah. Right now we're seeing a lot of green still in there with the greens hubs. So yeah, let's say how it goes on further. But for sure we are going down to the the stronger guys in there. And it gives me a little bit time, Scott, talking about your 20K race. Everybody says probably the race of the championships right now, your lead out. And you yourself said you probably I'm even stronger when I, working for a guy than I'm working for myself.
Yeah, it's something I've been, I don't know, I take a little bit of pride in that fact. I mean, a lot of people consider me a really good teammate, and I'm quite proud about that. I used to do it for some years for Shane Dobbin, also inside the New Zealand team, and it's I do it a lot for the Powerslide guys too. It's just, I don't know, it's something that I also get satisfaction from. So, but hopefully in the next days I can win one for myself, but I've had a good world so far, but we keep trying.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. And we have 11 laps to go, so we're getting closer and closer, and it's still all the favorites in there basically.
Yeah, there's been no real big surprises yet. We're getting in the business end.
Simon's still working on the front, and we have Peter Meichelberg coming to the front, and now Simon gets a little bit pushed back. Like you're saying, Fabio racing very smart, and Jan in there, and now we have to look out so we don't want to have Felix eliminated.
But we are getting really physical in there right now. If you take a good look, there's a lot of fighting going on, a lot of fighting for position, and as everyone knows, that they don't want to get caught at the back and be eliminated. So it's going to get really physical from now on in.
Yeah, now every elimination will be really, really hard. So
yeah, Fabio's a guy you don't really see until the last moment. He's really, really good at that. Yeah. Just sort of pops up, and before you realise, it's too late.
Number 41 from Germany, eliminated. Number 41 from Germany, eliminated.
Número 41, eliminado. Germany, eliminated. Germany, out of the track.
Number 37 from France, eliminated. Number 37, eliminated.
Número 37, de Francia, eliminado. Número 37.
Number 33 from Spain, eliminated.
معلم کلمبیایی مثل هستشون دومشون
آره هست
نفر دومشون
واقعا؟ ساکنه خوردتی